Hello guys, what's up? I'm Brown here doing another video for you guys, and this time I am taking a look at Transformers Titans Returns Sixshot. This is a figure that I was so excited for, and I know people are going to complain about the alt modes, but you know what, given the fact that this guy has 6 alt modes, I don't blame them at all for the design and shape of some of the alt modes. And, in fact, I find them charming and amusing, even the wolf mode, for its weird style and look and awkward shape. There's something that I find very charming between all of the alt modes. I thought that some of the alt modes weren't going to be that good, but you know what? I am having so much fun with each mode. And it's so cool to have a Transformer leader class figure that transforms into 6 modes. Because the leader class figures are quite expensive out here, but I feel like I got my money's worth because it does feel like I actually got 6 toys in one, so that's pretty good. Anyways, I've got him in his tank mode. This is the first alt mode they get you to transform in the instructions, although you can do it in any order you wish. I do have the packaging right beside me so that I can tell exactly how to transform the arms and the legs and whatnot for each mode, because sometimes I seem to forget exactly what position the arms should be. But with that out of the way, this is the tank mode. Actually, before we take a look at the tank mode, we've got a card to take a look at. And there's the card. And I think it's a good looking card. There's the stats if you want that. Sorry, my hand's in the way. So, there you go. Anyways, the tank mode is really cool, actually. This was my least interested alt mode. Like, this was the alt mode that I didn't really care for, just because it looked like he had a giant giant chunk of kibble on the top here. The base of the alt mode was fine, except for the wings. I wasn't exactly sure how I feel about them, but it was this section that I just didn't really like. Having it in hand, I actually dig the look and style of the tank mode. And while the legs don't really combine in this mode, as well as the arms, they're just loosely out there, he's actually pretty sturdy for this mode. He holds together just fine, and I think it's because everything seems to fit into place, so I think that's pretty good. You can take his guns and attach it to the sides of the tank turret if you guys want that. You can also bring the tank turret up. You also have a couple of other turrets right here, and when you bring this up, you can get into the cockpit where the little headmaster is hiding, and this is Revolver. Now, Revolver does not have pretty much any paint applications except for the face, which I don't know why they painted the whole thing in white, but they decided to go ahead and do so, which, by the way, I love the fact that he has red eyes, but he also has a little outline around the eyes. I think that's pretty good. It's off to the eyes, like, it's not right where the eyes are, it doesn't actually outline them, but I think that looks pretty good. It looks like some nice detail inside there, so that's pretty good. But anyways, I think the headmaster is just fine. You know, it's basic, but I think it does the job. It also has giant panels for arms, so that's hilarious. But with that out of the way, I'm not exactly sure what else to talk about. I'm not going to go into a huge amount of detail for the alt modes because we've got a lot to get through. But he does have little wheels at the bottom. He's got the little wheel right here and the little wheels on the sides of the tread, so he can roll just fine. And I do like this. This almost looks like claws to me, like the Brawl figure from the movie lineup, so that's pretty good. And you can also attach the bases to the side, so that's pretty good. With that out of the way, let's go ahead and get to the jet mode. Now, to transform it into the jet mode, what you want to do is take out the guns and, of course, take out Revolver. And then, what you want to do is, and you're going to have to bear with me on this, is bring the legs completely down like so. Take the wings and just fold them up just to get them out of the way. Next, what you're going to do is rotate the wheels in like so, and there is a double joint right up here, and you're going to want to rotate the arms like so. Next, what you want to do is, well, pretty much do the same to the other side. And then after that, what you want to do is collapse the arms, not like that, come on, like so. And then I believe you rotate these like this. Yes, like that. Okay, so where the wheels are facing up from the side. Then after that, you're gonna close the wings back down. You don't have to get it to click into place, but there's that. And then just bring the wings up. Now, it's easier if you take the treads and move them out of the way, but I'm just going to leave them like that because that is how the instructions show it. So you got that. Next, what you want to do is, with the legs, you want to collapse them. Now, there's a couple of joints. There's the upper leg right here, there's a joint right here, and then there's another joint inside here. What you want to do is, with the joint inside here, you want to collapse the entire leg like so, to where this panel is filling the gap right here. And that will just collapse in like so. Now, before you do that to the other side, what you want to do is pull out the landing gear because it's really hard to get that landing gear out. And do the same thing to the other side, collapse them and connect them. It's not the best connection, but they will hold once you have everything in place. Next, take these little turret thingies, whatever you want to call it, and collapse them both together. And watch out because sometimes if you have one off, they will separate. They need to line up perfectly. Next, take the feet, or whatever you want to call these, and rotate the nose cone for the jet. Do the same thing to the other side, like so, and rotate that around. Collapse them together, like so. And there you have pretty much most of the jet mode. Oh yeah, also, open this up, and you're going to rotate the head out. Now, the reason why you want to rotate the head is because this will form a cockpit for the little Revolver headmaster. Take these wings, flip them out, and close the chest up, and there you have a jet mode. Now, this is pretty decent, but I really like it when you attach the guns to the wings. I don't know, there's just something cool and amazing, and I love this thing. It almost looks like an X-Wing, just with, well, 2 less wings, but, you know, that's pretty good. You can do the same thing to the other side, of course. Just attach them. They fit into this little groove. And there you have the jet mode. Very nice. I do actually like this jet mode. It's probably my favorite out of all the modes. It's just so much fun to have this in hand and just fly it around. Yeah, it's not a perfect jet. It's got tiny wings for this thing. But you know what? This is a lot of fun. I think that people underestimate the joy in this mode. Now, I'm just going to grab another Titan Master because you can plug the Titan Masters on this thing. And what's cool about this is it almost looks like a flying naval ship, like in Avengers or something like that. So that's pretty good. So you can have that. I do like that. There's so much joy into this. There really is. And I do like this. You can have this as the cockpit, or this as the cockpit. This one doesn't actually open up, but you can pretend that that is the actual cockpit. It's got stickers on the wings, so you have that. You don't have to apply any of the stickers, so that's good. The stickers are pre-applied. And I just love the turrets on the side of the wings. I think that's pretty good. Moving on from that, let's get into the car mode. Now, to get it into car mode, you're going to take off the guns and open up the chest, get the headmaster out, and you're going to rotate the wings, and they fit into these little grooves right here. So you want to make sure that those are lined up. Oh yeah, and also fold in the head, forgot about that. And just close that back up. Next, what you want to do is open this up, rotate this around, and collapse that like so. And do the same thing to the other side. Rotate that. Collapse that like so. You have to make sure that this little tab will line up to this little gap right here on the foot shin thing, whatever you want to call it. And let's see. There we go. So we have that. Next, take these little claw bits and rotate them around. Moving on from that, what you want to do is take the arms and just bring them out like so, just to get them out of the way. Flip up the wings like so, just to get those out of the way. Flip up the landing gear like so. And then what you want to do, I'm trying to remember how to transform this, is you want to rotate this all the way around, rotate the wheel, and I believe you flip out the tread. Yes, you flip out the tread like so. Flip down the arm and extend that like so. Do the same thing to the other side. Rotate, rotate, flip out like so. Rotate and extend like that. Then there's a tab right here that goes into the knee, and you just plug that in like so. Come on. There we go. And by the way, sometimes the legs pop out of place. There's a little thing right here that kind of rests on, so just keep that in mind. And then bring down the wings and flip them in like so. And there you have pretty much the majority of the car mode. Next thing you want to do is what I like to do is open up the canopy and try to pry open the mouth while moving that down. Because this is a really tight joint, and you can't open this and just push something from this side, because that's all filled in, so you can't really push the jaw out. If you have like a little pin, you can bring that out, but that's really hard to do. And it kind of sucks, but you can get that to open. That is the mouth of the wolf mode. And there you have the car mode. Now, what's cool is this is actually a two-seater car, so you can have one figure here, one figure there. You can also put a figure in the back here if you guys want. There are a couple of pegs right here, so you can attach a figure onto that. And you can take the guns, and they will plug onto the wings like so. So you can have that if you want. It's a pretty decent car mode. It's probably the weakest one, I'll be honest. Except for the wolf mode, but the wolf mode has a charm to it, so yeah, I would say this is the weakest mode. I'm going to do a video of some fan-made modes, and I've made a different car mode that you guys might want to check out. I've also made a base mode for this, but again, I'll save that for another video. It rolls pretty well, you know, I'm fine with that, actually really well, I do like that. And I do like the claws on the front. You can also open this up and have a couple of turrets on the front. Which is cool. You don't need to have the guns on the top, but that is an option if you want to do that. Just a decent car mode, you know, it's simple, it's basic, it does the job. It is obviously Cybertronian, and again, there's 6 modes into this, so none of them are going to be perfect, but I think that this is decent at least. Not perfect, but it's at least decent. It does the job. Anyways, let's move on to the wolf mode. Now, the first thing you want to do is take the mouth and pry that off. It's easier if you open up the chest and rotate the head, and then push the wolf head out, but it doesn't matter as long as you get the head out. So just rotate that like so, take the wings and fold them up, like so. Then pop out the arms like that, and rotate them forward like so. Next, take the claws, and leave the arms like that. And you can push these like so if you want that, but the instructions tell you to leave it extended, so I'm just going to do that. Take the legs, and you're going to separate the legs. What I like to do is wiggle this section until I can get to these little latches right there. And you're going to extend the leg, and this all will collapse inside here. There's a groove inside the leg, and that will collapse in like so. And pretty much you do that for the robot mode as well. You rotate the legs like so, flip up the heels, and flip up these little feet bits, rotate the legs like so, and there you have the weird looking wolf mode in, well, wolf mode. Anyways, I think that this is actually a lot of fun. I'm having a lot of joy with this. It is weird, but you know what? That is part of the charm of it. You know, Sixshot had some weird looking alt modes, especially with the wolf mode. And you know what? This continues the tradition of that, and I do like this. You can combine the guns like so and attach that to the back like that, and that kind of forms the tail. What you can also do with the Titan Master, and I actually like that they went ahead and did this, is you can transform him into the head mode, and you can plug him into the head, so it's kind of like the brain of the headmaster continues with the wolf mode, so that's pretty good. I do like that, and I guess technically the eyes line up to that, so that's pretty good. I do like the style of that. You can open and close the jaw if you want. There is a Titan Master peg right here and right here, so you can plug stuff onto that. You can plug stuff onto the butt if you want that. Lots of articulation. You can do whatever you want with that. You can do whatever you want with the wings. You can leave them up like that. You can bring them down if you want. You can do a lot with this, and I do like that. So with that out of the way, that is the wolf mode. Let's get into the gun mode. Now, what I like to do is open up the canopy, and you can push out the head like so. Just give it a little wiggle. It will catch on to something. Just wiggle it out, and it should just come out like so. Next, bring up the canopy like so, and close the mouth. Rotate the head up like so, and what you want to do with the wings is leave them like this, and there is a tab right on the side of the wolf head, right there, that will go into these little holes in the wings. So all you have to do is get all that to line up. Oh yeah, pop off the gun too. Just get all that to line up. And it's a little tricky, but you can do it. It's not impossible. And there you go with that. Next, what you want to do with the legs is flip down the heels, rotate the legs like so, and collapse them together like that. Take the feet, flip them in like so, and there you have the front of the submarine. Next, what you do with the arms is you take this, rotate it around, and basically what you're going to do is transform it the exact same way as the jet mode. I'll explain everything in the other arm, except with the wheels, you leave them up like this. So do the same thing to the other side. You're going to flip this down, actually rotate the wheel like so, flip this down like that, flip up the paw, and collapse that in like so. And there you have the submarine mode. Yeah, it's kind of a weird submarine, is it not? Well, there's a reason for that, but I can see this as a Cybertronian submarine. I really can. It's alien, it's different. I kind of like it. I especially like this section, if I'm being honest. Now, you can take the gun. There's a couple of tabs right here, and you can plug that in like so, still combined. And you can take the Titan Master, and you can get him to sit down. However, there's something about the joints that won't make his knees bend any further than that. So I don't know why it does that, but you can plug the little Titan Master on that. You can also plug him into this section like so, but I do like him on that. It's kind of like the Titanic or something like that. Wherever you are. Anyways. But, I mean, come on. We all know what this is. It's the gun mode. That's what it is. I'm not making a fan mode. That is what it is. And I'm seeing people complain about this because, oh, they changed it. They just called the gun mode the submarine mode. That's stupid. You know what? Give them credit. They gave you that alt mode. They sneaked in the alt mode. So basically what they did was they didn't try to make a whole new mode, and you can never get it into this, although I'm pretty sure people who make fan-made alt modes could still get it into this, but they still gave you this mode. It's just you have to turn it around, and that's it. So I'm thankful for that, although I wish that this was still considered to be the gun mode. I do understand why they decided not to do that, but this is pretty cool. I do like the gap inside here that makes it look like, well, that's the gun thing, you know, for the gun. And then it also looks like it's got multiple other guns around that. Actually, it looks like it's got 6 barrels, so that's pretty good. Anyways, I like the gun mode. I really do. This is actually a lot of fun. Pew, 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 pew. So that's pretty good. I mean, yeah, you can call it a submarine, but come on, we all know what this is. And the last mode, of course, is the robot mode. So let me bring up the camera just a bit, just to show this off. Now, the first thing you want to do is take off the gun, like so, and separate them if you want. Take the wings, fold them out like so, bring down the head, and rotate the wings up like that. Next, separate the leg. Oh, and also you can actually flip out the landing gear for the jet mode and have that as a trigger, especially if you collapse the legs. It will feel better if you do that, but you can do that, so that's pretty good. Anyway, separate the legs, rotate them around, take the heel, flip that back, and take the foot, and those will flip out like so. Next, what you want to do for the arms is take them out, rotate at the wheel, and collapse them like so. Do the same exact thing to the other side. Then, take the fist underneath here, and you're going to want to flip that out like so. Open up the chest, flip out the wings, and rotate the head up like so, and collapse that like so. And there is Sixshot in his robot mode, and his robot mode is gorgeous. I love that. Now, before I plug on the head, I want to show off that the guns can be plugged into the back like so. Can you have it like this? No, I don't think you can. But what you can do is plug them in like so. And it seems like the art on the package shows this off, but I could be wrong. But it looks like the gun barrels are supposed to do this. So you can have them plugged in like so, and you can have that look if you want. But it's just a simple, basic little thing, and the guns seem off to me. I don't know why. They just feel off-center when it's plugged onto the back. So what you can do is you can combine the guns like so, and then have the Titan Master sit on top of this. But, I mean, come on, we all know what I'm going to be doing. I'm going to separate them and plug them in like so, because that is so much cooler. Anyways, with that out of the way, let's plug on Revolver. Now, you're going to transform him like this. And actually, before we plug on Revolver, I just want to say that the unfortunate side to Revolver is that he had to fill out a lot. Like, he had to be a bigger head, or a bigger face, I mean, than some of the other ones. What I mean by that is the proportions on this one will look a little more off to this, because this one only fills a section of the head, the midsection of the head, and then the helmet makes the proportions, well, better, I guess. So, when you add one of these heads, it doesn't look right because you got a small face inside of a big head. And then when you attach this head onto some of the other figures, it looks like it's got a large face, but a small head. It just looks odd to me. Anyways, that opens up like so, and you have to make sure that the head on the Titan Master is straight, but that will collapse in like so. And you bring down the helmet, and there you have a complete Sixshot, and that looks gorgeous. I will say, though, that the paint on the face doesn't necessarily match anything else. But for the face itself, that is actually, and my camera's falling, that is actually a really good look. The painted white on the plastic white on the head, there's actually something really nice. And I can't really show that off too well, but it does look good. And you get a rotation joint, and due to the transformation, you get a forward and back motion. So that's very nice. As far as other articulation is concerned, you can also bring out the wings to bring the arms forward like that. You can also bring them up and down, although on this arm it seems to droop, and I don't know why. The elbow only bends to that far, but the good part about the transformation is you can extend the arms to bring it out further, so that's good. I do like that. The legs are kind of loose. There's no ratchet here, and they just kind of flop, so that's unfortunate. But they do have a ratchet forward and back, and these flaps move out of the way. The knees bend, but it's not a good feeling bend. I don't know, it just feels too light to me. I mean, it holds up the figure just fine. I've got it into a couple different poses, but I don't know. What I will also say is the upper legs just feel a little too knockoffy for me. I don't know, it's just very hollow, and it feels very cheap. That is pretty much the only part of this toy that actually feels cheap, is just the upper legs. Did I say lower legs? I meant upper legs, if I did. But with that out of the way, you know, everything else seems to be just fine. You can move the foot and the heel, the toes and the heels around, so you can get them to stand better if you want that. The purple and teal color, the greenish color, and the white and the black just really pop for this guy. He feels like a main Decepticon, and I love that. The guns are pretty cool, but if I have to say that I want them to add to this toy, I want a giant sword. Just a giant sword for this guy. Apparently this guy is a ninja bot. I think that a sword would look super cool. You can also bring out the wings if you want. I kind of like that look, or this, but there's something very nice about the shape of this. I do like that. The detail is pretty good. The stickers don't look that far off. They're not peeling off, so that's good. The paint is pretty good. I do like it. So, with that out of the way, he is pretty cool. The only thing I can think of to do with this guy is to show off a size comparison. And first I will size comparison... What? I'll size compare him with a deluxe class figure, so that's pretty good. And I don't have any other leader class figures for the Titans Returns lineup, so I've got some Combiner Wars and other IDW figures. We've got Starscream, and we've got Jetfire, and he's about relatively the same size as those two. And I also have a Megatron right here. I have mostly Decepticons for my leader class, which he's about the same size. I think he's taller. And then an Ultra Magnus, which seems to be the shortest out of all of them. So we've got that. Pretty cool. So, with that out of the way, I do have some complaints. I will say he is not perfect, especially his alt modes, but there's a charm, there's a look, there's a design, there's an aesthetic that is just absolutely amazing. And you know what? I always wanted the Generation 1 Sixshot, and I never got it. So many of my friends got the Hexatron, the G1 figure, and I always got jealous of that. But you know what? This is pretty good. If you do not have any of the other figures, this is a pretty good substitute, I will say. I paid full price for this figure, and I don't feel like I'm cheated from that. You get 6 modes, so you get pretty much 6 toys out of this. And the robot mode is amazing. If you don't like the other alt modes, guess what? The robot mode is pretty cool. And it's so much fun to make other alt modes to this guy. Like the base mode, the car mode, there's a Wolf Jet mode that you can do. There's just so much fun to this toy. I do like it. And also what's cool is if you are disappointed with the amount of steps for other Transformers and how they're constantly like trying to simplify Transformers toys, well, this guy says he has 22 steps, but I believe that's 22 steps from one mode to the other. He's actually got a lot more going on than that, I'm sure of it. So you actually get a complex transformation if you think going through all 6 modes is a complex transformation. Well, actually, you get a lot of steps to this, so it takes some time. So if you really want a Transformers toy that you can just spend a lot of time transforming it, and it's not going to get boring, and you can keep transforming it, then yes, Sixshot would be your guy. I think that if you are in love with Sixshot, even if you got the Hexatron, I don't see a problem with getting this guy. This guy's going to be a basic retail toy, so if you got the money for it, I think this is a pretty good toy. Just note that he does have some problems. I know some stress marks on the top here, which is weird because there's no joint there. I don't know why it does that. But with that out of the way, yeah, he's not perfect, but I am super impressed, and I'm so glad that I got this guy. I would recommend him. That is a personal thing. I do understand why some people don't want him, but you know what? He is good, and he is like his Generation 1 self. And with so many complaints when Transformers tries to change anything, and now we got something that's like its Generation 1 version, except for the Headmaster, which I'm fine with, and people are still complaining about it, that's kind of sad. I think this is pretty good. I think Hasbro deserves some credit. I think they did a fantastic job on bringing back the old Generation 1 Sixshot. So with that out of the way, I thank you guys for watching. Sorry this review was long, but again, he's got 6 modes. Did you expect it to be short? I thank you guys for watching, and I'll see you guys next time. Fist bump.